The 9th FGO Anniversary dropped a few days ago, and wow, they really outdid themselves with the stunning animations. My eyes were glued to the screen. Plus, there are so many amazing craft essences with gorgeous art up for grabs. Sure, there's drama, mistakes, and some dissatisfaction, but amidst all that, something hit me right in the feels. My waifu Musashi is still popping up in the animations. She's even featured in a jaw-dropping craft essence. Call me in denial, I just can't help but feel like there's a chance Musashi might come back. She's not just a quick cameo, she's a highlight in the anniversary PV, looking absolutely stunning in that dress. Anyway, because of this, I've been rethinking the possibility of her return to FGO. There's no way such a popular servant is gone for good. I think the company loves to surprise us, especially when we least expect it. I just can't believe they're really okay with making Musashi's status unalive. Fans love her, Nasu loves her, and the developers love her. Plus, she's a moneymaker. I've spent several nights and countless cups of coffee crafting these theories, so hear me out and share this if you can. Let's get the word out that Musashi might still make a comeback. Well, instead of theories, I think it's more like just wishful thinking or daydreaming, but whatever, let's go. I know I'm bringing up some sad memories, but remember Nemo's description when Musashi cut through the void? At that moment, only Nemo and the Stormboarder witnessed Musashi's bravery. Da Vinci was out of the loop because the radar system was down, and Gordolf couldn't see anything. Nemo felt what was happening outside because he and the Stormboarder are basically one. He didn't directly see it, but he said, "Chaos and Musashi are gone. This ship is part of me, so I can tell there's nothing outside anymore. No god, no heroic spirit, nothing. The fissure in space-time, the gap in the cosmos, is closed." Yeah, I'm not gonna mince words. Chaos returned to its null state. They'll stay silent forever now. Miyamoto Musashi burned out every ounce of her spirit origin and completely disappeared. These words made us believe Musashi's death was confirmed. But I think there's more to it. This is just Nemo's perspective. And he was the only one who witnessed Musashi's final act. Da Vinci, who usually gives us the analysis, couldn't confirm anything because her radar was berserk. It feels like Nemo's statement was more of an assumption since he couldn't detect anything outside. Plus, only Nemo and Musashi were communicating when they faced chaos. For me, I feel like they were very, very careful to craft that scene where she disappeared. We don't actually know what happened, only that she wasn't there afterward. They could have easily closed all loose ends and explicitly confirmed her death. Instead, they left things ambiguous. Honestly, I'd be more surprised if she's gone forever than if she suddenly pops up in the future. They wrote it that way for a reason. And also, didn't she technically go outside of our reality to seal chaos? That's why the whole data loss thing happened, right? She left our universe with its various timelines and sealed the entry to wherever chaos is. It's possible Nemo said Musashi burned out and disappeared only because there were no traces left in that universe. Another possibility is that she did disappear, but only in the inside, while her outer shell, Musashi herself, could still be summoned. Honestly, I'm not sure how it would work, but imagine this. When she burned out, her spirit origin vanished, but maybe some other entity made a deal with her, or took advantage of her body for something. I think that's the most obvious good way to bring Musashi back. A situation where there are obvious consequences for bringing her back, and it's not exactly a happy reunion yet. So it's possible she might not remember us, or she could come back as an alter, or even something completely different. Basically, something that isn't quite her could be a result of the data lost situation. I think it's a long shot, but it's totally within fate's wild possibilities. They've pulled off crazier things before, right? Or maybe it's just her outer shell that's gone. So even if the body isn't Musashi anymore, the Musashi we know might still be there. For example, after she slashed through the void, her body got destroyed. And at that exact moment, maybe something made a contract with her spirit origin, like maybe Musashi from our history. I don't know how though. I know our Earth is destroyed and there's nothing left, but the lack of story and scenes with our Musashi feels super strange. So, maybe she could come back with a new body, like Musashi as a guy, as per PHH history. Knowing how laid-back Musashi is, I wouldn't be surprised if she'd agree to something like that. One version of her doesn't have a body and managed to cut through the true emptiness, while the other wants to get involved and just needs a little push. What do you think? Am I reaching too far, or is there still a chance for something like this? This one is like the last hope though. She's coming back, right from the nothingness. It's fate. Doing impossible things has always been part of it. Remember Saber Artoria's first battle against Lancer Cuchulainn? Making the impossible possible has been a thing ever since Saber dodged the freaking Gaybog. Especially in Grand Order, Fujimaru Ritsuka proved that the strength of his bonds was enough to get the servants into Solomon's Temple of Time, a place supposedly beyond human reach, his personal reality marble existing outside of everything. Now, I don't think it's a bad plot at all. If handled properly, it can be really good and full of surprises. But in Musashi's case, I don't want her to come back suddenly like in the Temple of Time or survive out of nowhere. Musashi's send-off was so touching, making many of us cry with her perseverance. But I think it's totally doable. FGO limited time events are basically anything is possible plots, right? Even the summoning of some servants is a bit weird if you dig deep enough, but whatever. I won't list all the examples, but you get the idea. Some of you probably feel like, oh, this plot is kind of weird, but it's fine because it's about magic. So, yeah, this third theory is all about the miracle power trope. I'm not a big fan, but you know how anime loves pulling stuff like this. But honestly, I have a strong feeling she'll come back. You know how her noble phantasm got a buff against alter egos and moon cancers? Seems a bit suspicious, right? Plus, if I remember correctly, Romulus said something right after Musashi's heroic act. If in the battles to come, you should encounter a foe that threatens to shatter your very soul, look at the sky. Emptiness, or to think of it another way, space with which to dream is within grasp to all who reach for it. Even that which lacks form can serve as fuel the heart. Furthermore, emptiness belongs not to the gods, but to humans. Do not be afraid to reach out and take it. Do that. And your hands will reach even those terrible heavens as surely as ours. Seeing those words, I feel like they weren't just some inspirational speech from Romulus. For some reason, after Musashi's event, he specifically said things like, "Look at the sky," or "Emptiness belongs not to the gods, but to humans." I think this could be a hint that Musashi will return to help us in a critical moment. Or am I just being delusional by reading too deeply into the speech? Alright, I give up. If this really is the end for Musashi, I guess I can accept it. Better to go out as a hero than live longer and become an enemy. Fujimaru and Musashi were close partners after all. Maybe she's in the anniversary animation because people still love her and don't want her memory to fade too quickly. It would be a shame if she's truly gone, but maybe that's just me hoping for more. But if you ask me which theory makes the most sense, I think number 2. Where she comes back with consequences. That means there's some negative effect, either on herself, Fujimaru, or the world. Maybe she made a contract with the foreign god, seeing as the foreign god has no one left. We could see an alter Musashi born from this contract with a new and corrupted design. Given Musashi's personality, she wouldn't willingly help an enemy that clearly wants to destroy us, especially if Fujimaru is involved. But what do you all think? Am I reaching too far this time? Or do you have similar thoughts? Subscribe and share the video so YouTube's algorithm notices me.